And as my story goes, and I'm giving you guys the very short version, on February 11th of 2014, which is the feast day of Our Lady of Lourdes, I prayed several rosaries that morning on my way to a movie set in honor of that feast day. And little did I know that my life would change forever that day, because I was shooting a movie poster. I was on a trampoline doing an action shot in the air, and long story short, I lost my center and fell from about 7 feet onto the back of my head on concrete. The doctor said I should have been dead, if not paralyzed. And I know, without a doubt, that our Blessed Mother spared my life that day. But because of my foundation and formation, my incredible family, my very saintly French Catholic mother, our Blessed Mother spared my life that day. And I had the sense to pray those rosaries that morning. And yes, my life was forever changed on that day. I had a 4-year recovery. Again, this is a whole nother talk. I'm giving you the short version here. But I was down for 4 years out of the world, and I had to learn how to do everything again, how to walk again, how to talk again, everything. I lost my memory. I mean, you name it. To be perfectly honest, it is actually just like miraculous that I am standing up here sharing my story with all of you today. And that in and of itself just shows all of you, and this is what I tell people, every single day is a miracle. Every day. And once you have your eyes opened to it, gosh, do you see the miracles every day? Because now that I did miraculously heal after 4 years, I talk about what I came to, and that's my moment of surrender. Because you would think it would happen earlier on, but I'm quite stubborn. But it was actually when I finally suddenly got better that I thought, okay, what am I supposed to do? Father, what do you want me to do with my life? You've had me out of the world for all of these years. What am I supposed to do now? I mean, I didn't expect this. I mean, the prediction for my life was very, very grim. I never expected to have this. And, you know, when I totally surrendered everything to God, that's when things started happening. And I mean total surrender. Because only then can God direct and lead your life, and you can know what your mission is. Because every single one of us has a mission. Now for me, one thing led to another. I started doing all these nonprofit and charity works. I became a U.S. ambassador for something called the Women's Brain Project in Switzerland. All these things are happening, and then I had the opportunity to be a part of the movie Roe v. Wade. And I'm ashamed to say this, but I talk about this because I had this very slight moment where I thought, gosh, you know, if I put my name on this movie, everyone's going to know. But then I quickly, just felt so bad because, God, you gave me a second chance at life. I mean, who cares? I didn't even want to go back into Hollywood. And so I put my name on the movie, and ever since then, the amount of opportunities and beautiful, beautiful doors and miracles, they've just been happening left and right in my life. Now, as you hear, it's not a very easy, straight path. Those years were so, so difficult, and I can't tell you how many times I asked God to take me because I didn't want to be here anymore. I felt like, what did I have to live for? But now that I'm living life now, I see exactly what his plan was all along. And I've been helping convert people. I've been sharing my message of joy and of hope and of positivity. And never would I have known all those years, you know, it's been a number of years now, because I fell in 2014. I didn't know then that the world would be like it is now. And wow, God is so amazing because he has a plan, and his plans are always better than our own. So my point in saying these things is that we have to be a people of hope. We are a people who put our hope and total trust and surrender in Christ. The joy should be emanating out of us so that in times like this that we are born for, we can bring other people to the truth. That people can look at each one of you and say, you know what? I want to know, what church do they go to? What do they believe in? Why are they so happy all the time? That's what you want people to think about you. Because when you have the joy of Christ and of this beautiful life inside you, that's what helps everybody else. It helps not only yourself, but it brings everybody else, because we all have to lift each other up. And as it pertains to sex and honor, it goes hand in hand, because this movie that I put my name on, called Roe v. Wade, tells the true story of what happened with this historic court case, and of the story of Dr. Bernard Nathanson, which a lot of people just don't know the truth. And let's be honest, we have to start just sharing the truth. We have to be living the truth. And it goes hand in hand because it shows how when you destroy life and you lose respect for yourself and you lose respect for life, it's a domino effect. It's a chain reaction, because then there's respect lost for everything else. There's no more respect for really anything. And that's what we're seeing right now. So how do we change that? The way to change it is it starts with every one of us. By explaining to kids and young people and even adults, this is the reason why you need to respect yourself. This is the reason why you respect others. We have to return to being honorable in every facet of our lives. Because when we do that, again, it's a chain link reaction. It's a domino effect that just ripples out. You know, I was on a plane the other day. I was flying home from a conference in Napa. It's like an hour flight. And I boarded the plane, and actually I think it was this dress I was wearing. I get on the plane, and the lovely stewardess said, oh, you know, you're dressed so nicely. It's very lovely. And she gave me a lovely compliment. And I mean, to be perfectly honest, I only wore it because I didn't have time to change. And so, you know, I usually don't fly like that. And it just so happened, though, that on this flight I was wearing this. And when she said something, it occurred to me, you know, I should actually remember, even on an airplane, I mean, it's respectful to other people around you. I mean, we've lost this sense of respect, right? So we think, okay, for church, okay, you know, because even now in Mass, in churches, people aren't even dressing properly for the occasion. I mean, would you wear that for the Queen of England? Probably not. So, you know, but then we don't think about other venues. And I thought, okay, the airplane, because I'm always trying to better myself and elevate. And I thought, wow, you know what? That was a good little lesson that I had there, because it's about respecting yourself and respecting other people. And when we do things like this, even the most minute little things, whether you're at the store, you're talking to someone in line. I mean, this happens to me so often. I mean, you don't know if someone's having a bad day or not. Every little thing you do in this life matters and affects everyone around you. And it goes down from just being kind and helpful and having good manners to smiling, to how we project ourselves and dress, and how we really treat other people with respect. Again, it goes back to that word, respect. And so I say these things because I have noticed that, you know, I was out of the world for so many years recovering from my accident. And when I got out of that and suddenly got better, the world was drastically different. I mean, a lot changes in 4 years. Suddenly there were things like Uber and, you know, all of these other things that didn't exist when I had my accident. And one of the things, though, that I did notice is just the change in people. It spiraled down so quickly. And was a little bit shocked. And one of the missions I believe that God has given me, with giving me a second chance at life, is to help bring classiness back, not just to Hollywood, but to society in general. Because let's be honest, as much as we hate to admit it, I mean, Hollywood and the media does have a huge influence and effect on our society and on the world and on our culture. And that is a very tough job to be given, so please pray for me. But you know what? It's actually a very noble thing, because it's not just my mission, it's the mission that all of us are called to in this day and age. Because again, like in Esther 4:14, we were born for such a time as this. We're living in these times to be the lights in the world. So even if it seems like there's no light, it's up to us to bring it.